The book of Proverbs, chapter 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand the words of understanding, to receive instruction in prudence, justice, and judgment, and uprightness, to give sense to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the young man. The wise hears and increases learning, and the understanding ones will get wise counsel. To understand a proverb and an enigma, the words of wise and their acute sayings. The fear of Jehovah is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear your father's instruction, and do not forsake the teaching of your mother, for they shall be an ornament of grace to your head and chains for your neck. My son, if sinners lure you, do not be willing. If they say, walk with us, let us lie in wait for blood. Let us secretly lurk for innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as Sheol, and the whole as they go down into the pit. We shall find all precious good. We shall fill our houses with plunder. Cast in your lot among us. One purse shall be to all of us. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and they haste to shed blood. For in vain the net is spread, and in the sight of every bird. And they lie in wait for their own blood. They lurk secretly for their own souls. So are the ways of everyone who gets unjust gain. It takes away its owner's soul. Wisdom cries aloud in the plaza. She gives her voice in the square. She calls at the head of the gathering places. In the opening of the gates in the city, she utters her words. How long will you love to be simple, you simple ones? And will scorners desire scorn for themselves? And will fools hate knowledge? Turn back at my warning. Behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you, because I have called and you have refused. I have stretched out a hand and none inclines. But you have ignored all my counsel. You did not want my warning. I also will laugh in your calamity. I will mock when your dread comes like a storm, and your calamity arrives like a hurricane. When distress and constraint come on you, then they shall call on me, and I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Instead, they hated knowledge and chose not the fear of Jehovah. They did not want my counsel. They despised all my reproof, and they shall eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own lust. For the going astray of the simple kills them, and the ease of fools destroys them. But he who listens to me shall live securely and shall be at ease from the dread of evil. Chapter 2. My son, if you will receive my words and treasure up my commandments with you, so that you attend to wisdom, you shall extend your heart to understanding. For if you cry for discernment, lifting up your voice for understanding, if you seek her as silver and search for her as hidden treasures, then you shall understand the fear of Jehovah and find knowledge of God. For Jehovah gives wisdom. Out of his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He lays up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to the ones who walk in integrity, to guard the paths of judgment, and he protects the way of his saints. Then you shall understand righteousness and judgment and honesty, yea, every good path. Chapter 2. My son, if you will receive my words and treasure up my commandments with you, so that you attend to wisdom, you shall extend your heart to understanding. For if you cry for discernment, lifting up your voice for understanding, if you seek her as silver and search for her as hidden treasures, then you shall understand the fear of Jehovah and find knowledge of God. For Jehovah gives wisdom. Out of his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He lays up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to the ones who walk in integrity, to guard the paths of judgment, and he protects the way of his saints. Then you shall understand righteousness and judgment and honesty, yea, every good path. When wisdom enters into your heart and knowledge is pleasing to your soul, discretion shall keep you. Understanding shall watch over you, to deliver you from the evil way, from the man who speaks perverse things, those who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice to do evil. They delight in the perversities of the wicked, whose paths are crooked, who are devious in their tracks. These will deliver you from the strange woman, from the foreigner who flatters with her words, who forsakes the God of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house bows down to death and attracts to the departed spirits. All going into her do not return, nor do they reach the ways of life. Then you may walk in the paths of the good and keep the ways of the righteous, for the upright shall live in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. Chapter 3. My son, do not forget my law, but let your heart keep my commands. For they shall add length of days and long life and peace to you. Mercy and truth will not forsake you. Tie them on your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. And you shall find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in Jehovah with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear Jehovah and depart from evil. Healing shall be to your navel, and to marrow to your bones. Honor Jehovah with your substance, and with your first fruits of all your increase. And your barns shall be filled with plenty, and your presses shall burst with new wine. My son, do not reject the chastening of Jehovah, and do not loathe his correction. For whom Jehovah loves, he corrects, even as a father the son he loves. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gets understanding. For its gain is better than the gain from silver, and its produce more than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that you can desire, not to be compared with her. Length of days is in her right hand, riches and honor in her left hand. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths peace. She is a tree of life to the ones who lay hold on her, and happy the ones holding her fast. Jehovah founded the earth by wisdom. He founded the heavens by understanding. The depths were broken up by his knowledge, and the clouds dropped down the dew. My son, do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep sound wisdom and judgment, and they shall be life to your soul and grace to your neck. Then you shall walk in your way safely, and your foot shall not stumble. When you lie down, you shall not dread. Yea, you shall lie down, and your sleep shall be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, nor the destruction of the wicked when it comes. For Jehovah shall be at your side. He shall keep your foot from being caught. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in the power of your hand to do it. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come back again, or tomorrow I will give you when you have it beside you. Do not plan evil against your neighbor, since he lives trustingly by you. Do not strive with a man without cause, if he has done you no harm. Do not envy the cruel man, and choose not among all his ways. For the perverse one is hateful to Jehovah, but his enmity is with the righteous. The curse of Jehovah is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the abode of the just. Surely he scorns the scorners, but he gives grace to the lowly. The wise inherit honor, but the foolish exalt shame. Sons, hear the instruction of a father, and listen so as to know understanding. For I give you good teaching, do not forsake my law. For I was my father's son, tender, and an only one in the sight of my mother. And he taught me and said to me, Let your heart cling to my words. Keep my commands and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forsake and do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will preserve you. Love her, and she will keep you. Wisdom is the main thing. Get wisdom, and with all you're getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she will lift you up. She shall bring you to honor when you embrace her. She shall give you a wreath of grace to your head. She shall shield you with a crown of glory. O my son, hear and receive my sayings, and the years of your life shall be many. I have taught you in the way of wisdom. I have led you in the right tracks. When you go, your tracks shall not be narrow, and when you run, you shall not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction. Do not let her go. Keep her, for she is your life. Do not enter the path of the wicked. Do not go in the way of evildoers. Avoid it. Do not pass by it. Turn from it and pass on. For they do not sleep if they have done no evil, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as a bright light, going on and shining till the day is established. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They do not know at what they stumble. My son, listen to my words. Bow your ear to what I say. Let them not depart from your eyes, and keep them in the center of your heart. For they are life to those who find them, and healing to all his flesh. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Turn away from you the crooked mouth, and put devious lips far from you. Let your eyes look to the front, and let your eyelids look straight before you. Study the track of your feet, and all your ways will be established. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Turn your foot aside from evil. Chapter 5. My son, listen to my wisdom, bow your ear to my understanding, in order to keep discretion, that your lips may guard knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drip honey, and her palate is smoother than oil. But afterwards she is as bitter as wormwood, sharp as a sword of miles. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold of Sheol. Lest you should meditate on the path of life, her tracks are movable, you cannot know them. Then hear me now, O sons, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Remove your ways far from her. Do not come near to the door of her house, lest you give your honors to others, and your years to the cruel. That strangers not be filled with your strength, and your labors be in the house of an alien. And you moan when your end comes, when your flesh and muscle are eaten away, and say, how I have hated instruction, and my heart despised correction. And I have not bowed to the voice of my teachers, nor bowed my ears to those instructing me. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Drink waters out of your own cistern, and running waters out of your own well. Should your overflowing springs be scattered outside like rivers of water in the streets, let them be only your own, and not to strangers with you. Let your fountains be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of your youth. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you every time, and always be ravished in her love. And my son, why will you be ravished with this strange woman, and embrace a foreigner's bosom? For the ways of man are before the eyes of Jehovah, and he ponders all his tracks. His own iniquity shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be held with the cords of his sin. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his foolishness he shall go astray. Chapter 6. My son, if you are surety for your friend, if you struck your palms with an alien, you are snared with the words of your mouth. You are captured with the words of your own mouth. My son, do this then, and deliver yourself when you come into the palm of your friend. Go humble yourself and be bold to your friend. Do not give sleep to your eyes or slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of a hunter, and as a bird from the fowler's hand. Go to the ant, lazy man, consider her ways, and be who having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provides her bread in the summer, gathers her food in the harvest. How long will you lie down, O lazy man? When will you arise out of your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, to lie down, so shall your poverty come as one stalking, and your need like an armed man. A worthless person, a wicked man, walks with a perverse mouth, winking with his eyes. He's speaking with his feet, teaching with his fingers. Perversity is in his heart. He is plotting evil at every time. He sends out strife on account of this. Calamity shall come suddenly. He is quickly broken, and there is no healing. These 6 things Jehovah hates. These 7 are hateful to his soul: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that plots evil plans, feet hurrying to run to cheat mischief, a false witness who breathes lies, and he who causes strife among brothers. My son, keep your father's commands and do not forsake the law of your mother. Tie them to your heart forever. Tie them around your neck. When you go, it shall lead you. When you sleep, it shall watch over you. When you awaken, it will meditate with you. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law a light, and reproof of instructions are a way of life, to keep you from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of the strange woman. Do not lust after her beauty in your heart, and do not let her take you with her eyelids. For on account of a woman, a harlot, a man comes to the last loaf of bread, and another man's wife will hunt for the precious soul. Can a man take fire into his bosom and his clothes and not be burned? Or can a man walk on hot coals and his feet not be burned? So is he who goes into his neighbor's wife. Everyone touching her shall not be innocent. They do not despise a thief if he steals to fill his appetite when he is hungry. But if he is found, he shall restore 7-fold. He shall give all the goods of his house. He who commits adultery with a woman lacks heart. He who does it is a destroyer of his own soul. He shall find a wound and dishonor, and his shame shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is rage of a man, and he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not lift up the face of every ransom, nor will he consent if you multiply the bribes.